Well, hello, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. It is Monday. Yeah, I hope you got through the weekend and enjoyed it. Welcome to Borderline Banter. My name is Mike, and as always, moving the mouse around, it's Dustin. Dustin, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. We're kicking off a new week here. It's Monday, unless we both forgot what day it is.
Yeah, it's a holiday this week too. It's a short week. Easter's
It's a
this week.
holiday.
Yeah, Easter's Friday.
Oh,
Good
hey, there
Friday.
you go.
Not Easter's Friday, but Good
What's
Friday.
what's Easter about?
Um, So yeah, tonight we got a lot to talk about. As you can see
We're not
from
going to talk
our
about Easter.
not about Easter. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure it's Jesus' birth, isn't it?
I don't know.
Pretty confident that's what it is, but I'm not.
Pretty sure
I'm a little
it's
behind on my religious
about
studies.
bunnies who can lay eggs.
Yeah.
So
Um. But yeah. Um. But yeah, we got lots to talk about tonight. Like as the title says, big win for Trump. Or maybe it's not a big one, but it's a win.
oh, it literally just says Trump
Yeah,
wins.
Trump wins. Yeah. So, but yeah, thank you everyone for being here. We should get right into it. Unless you have anything to say, Dustin.
Yeah. No, I think we're ready to jump right in.
Okay.
All right. So the first one we've got here, CNN business. Donald Trump's estimated net worth just doubled as Truth Social owner closes deal to go public.
Boom. Just like that. So, it's like one of those. It's like one of those movies where someone's doing like so shitty life, everything's going bad, and like they're about to take everything away from him, and then he wins the lottery. You know.
I don't know that they were about to take everything from
Well-
him. We do have a second story tonight. Did you not pre-read the second one?
Well, this was before. This was before that story broke. So, this story broke
Well,
before
I
the other
mean,
story. So,
Look, he's been fighting for both these things for some time. So
yeah. Truth.
this Truth Social one's actually been in the works for I think
Yeah,
3 years.
too since it came out.
He's been
since,
trying to organize this
since
so,
Truth Social came out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, welcome to. I guess we're sorry, right off there. I'm a little off.
Who are we welcoming? What?
Nobody. I was.
I was gonna
I'm
say,
trying
I
to do
didn't
two
say
things at once here with the new YouTube because we are live on YouTube now. So you can check us
yeah.
out on YouTube. We forgot to say that.
Yep, we are
Yeah.
live on both.
And if you haven't
which
already,
is
please give us a
alright.
follow. We're trying to get to 300 followers on Kick, and go follow us on YouTube because each follower subscriber helps. But yeah, going back to this, my bad. Yeah, they were trying to do that since Truth Social came out. That's exactly why, right?
So yeah, True Social owner Trump Media and Technology Group, I guess TMTG is what they usually
Yeah.
call that, has finalized its deal to go public, creating a massive windfall for former President Donald Trump. Hey, this place actually says former. I like
Yeah.
that. Half the freaking time you'll be watching news, and it doesn't matter which side, and they'll just say President Trump, like
Yeah,
stop
but
it, or
it's-
like President Carter or President Obama.
Yeah, exactly. He's like President
Fuck
Obama.
off! You're not that anymore.
He's not. Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, we're not even 5 minutes in,
Yeah.
but
And we can't rely on
you're not
YouTube
that
to
anymore.
put us in no time. But it's okay.
Yeah, probably.
We'll
We're
figure
just
that out.
terrible. So, anyways, after Trump Media announced it will make its stock market debut on Tuesday, Trump, for the first time, joined the list of the world's 500 wealthiest people on the Bloomberg Billionaires Index. Now, how can they say that before it's actually like happened? Like,
Because it's already
it's estimated. You should wait, shouldn't you?
because
till
maybe
tomorrow?
there's a big difference
price
between
is nothing.
maybe there's a big difference between 501 and 500. So they're like, yeah, he's gonna for sure be 500, right?
Well, it depends. What if this stock comes out there and it starts off at a penny?
Yeah.
And they
It's
expect it
not.
to come
It's
out
already
at
out there.
$100.
It's already merged, so it's at 30, 40, $43. We're not 30% today. The one it's merging with. So
This just said stock market debut on Tuesday.
see,
So what are you saying?
I don't know what about the merge because the one they're merging with is already live.
But the price will
Yeah.
be determined
So,
tomorrow.
okay, I've never.
Well, you don't know the price.
No.
If the price is 100 times less than they thought, then he has 100 times less estimated money. Instead of
find
3
out.
billion, he has 30 million.
Well, I'm gonna
or
try to wake
something.
up early and try to buy some before they sell out. So
All I'm saying is Bloomberg should wait one day, see what it's actually worth.
unless they already know.
What do you mean unless they already know?
Unless somehow
You
they already
can't know the stock price tomorrow. Like that would be inside information, like impossible information.
No, maybe not impossible.
How did you
but-
get that? It's based
Oh.
on trading volumes.
But yeah, it's gonna sell like crazy. I don't know, but we'll find out in the morning. I think it
they
goes
may actually
live.
tell us the initial price
Yeah.
or whatever they've got in
It
here.
goes live at 5 a.m. for me, so I'm gonna try to wake up and get ready to buy a share too.
Oh, you actually want to try to get some?
Yeah, You know, like
the sooner you get in is probably the better.
Yeah,
presumably.
exactly,
I'm
right?
not going to give advice, but presumably, unless it tanks.
yeah, and then
But
that's what
if it
is, so.
tanks, the sooner you're in, you're still less worse off.
Yeah, no,
You know
like
what
if
I mean?
I
Like-
say just say they shuts off at $1, I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna buy probably 200 shares, maybe 500
Well,
shares.
it's a dollar. I mean, I
Yeah.
said a penny and you said
Okay.
$1, but I think both those are way off.
Yeah,
like,
no,
way
they're gonna be
low.
30. It's probably gonna be 30,
Because-
$40 a piece.
Yeah. Let's see. I think it might. Maybe it's this $51 here.
$51. Oh,
So news of
heck
the
goes.
merger's completion
Thank you very much for the host.
1%.
Sorry, we got a host. I don't
Higher
know
on the
that.
day too. Okay, so Digital World
Kidding.
is the
But yeah, thank you very much,
the company
Heckles.
that they're merging with.
So,
So they're just looking at that company's price right now as a
Yeah.
guideline.
yeah.
So they're using DWAC's current stock price.
Exactly. It boosted 30% today, or so it's saying 39%. Wow, yeah. So
And then based on that, they could take how much of a stake he has in the company versus how many total shares there are right now.
yeah.
Presuming that stays the same. I don't know. After a merger, they have a lot of options that they can do with the shares. They can reissue them. They can split them. They can do a
Yeah.
reverse split.
And how
They
many
have a
are
lot of
there?
options when you're doing a
I don't
merge.
know how many they're gonna be, but
What do you mean? How many
like,
shares?
yeah, I forget how many, but I did read earlier how many shares there'll be. But
Let's see. They're just talking about the DWAC stock right here,
Yeah.
saying that it's going up with the news of this, which you expect. I mean, that's pretty standard. when
I
there's-
think it's gonna drop tomorrow, though. I do personally think it will drop, but I don't know how much.
So Trump Media generated $3.4 million in revenue through the first 9 months of last year,
Okay.
according to their filings. The company posted a net loss of $49 million over that span.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a failing company being private. They needed to go public because they're
Well,
failing
that was the
private.
first. I think that was the first year, right? The first 9 months of last year. So yeah, okay. Because usually businesses
First 9
fail
months
for the
of
first
last
few
year.
years, right? Like, but that okay, I
Well,
read
I
that
mean,
wrong. Yeah.
It
But like
kinda
if that was
depends
year
on-
one, if that was year one, that's expected. You're expected to lose that if that was year one.
It depends on
But-
what kind of business you have.
Yeah. So, but
Like most of the Shark Tank people, like those kind of businesses, they actually expect profit year one.
so yeah,
A lot of them. So it's
But-
not everything. I would never say it's everything.
yeah,
It depends
because
on what
they
it is.
because they're
Now,
shareholders.
what is this one?
Because
This
they're
one is a
shareholder-
social media
yeah,
company
so-
that has no revenue stream other than presumably ads.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to pay to use this platform. You don't have to pay to download this app.
Well, in Canada, you can't get it. So
But if you could, it wouldn't cost you anything.
no.
So presumably this 3.4 million is just some ads.
Yeah, but that's ads run everything. Like everything is run by ads. So,
Now they're not fortunate like Kick to have a casino backing it up.
yeah, because that's
They
how.
do have Trump. Now Trump is their backup, I guess,
So,
which could be just as good.
Trump's casino.
True Social's user base is shrinking more so than that of X. I wish to his numbers. The number of True Social's U.S. monthly active users on iOS and Android is down 39% year over year. Okay, but how many did they have?
Yeah. Well, that starts off
That's
big.
still a big number.
Because again, yeah, but okay. So when almost anything new comes out, everyone's like gonna be. They want the first to jump on there. Oh, I'm gonna start it. Get this name. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. So okay. I'm just gonna use this as a number, but 100 people. Okay, 100 people per cap. 100 people do it. They all get that. Or 98 out of 100 people get it because it's a new thing. Well, right away, I'm gonna say probably 50% of those are never gonna go back on there again. So 50% drop right away, which isn't even in this case. But a lot of people just make accounts because you can make accounts.
True.
Or how many of them are
I
bought.
have a TikTok account and I have
Yeah.
installed TikTok.
And how many
It's just
bot
floating
accounts
out
are there,
somewhere.
right? How many bot
Never
accounts
to
were
be
they
used.
that are made for spam and stuff, and then they got shut down. Not shut down, but then lost or something like that. But
So this says that there's 8,000 members in a chat group on True Social called the DWAC Shareholder Group,
okay.
where apparently I would assume that's a bunch of people who are going to be jumping in day one, right?
Yeah. Huh.
That's why, I mean,
I not
so
gonna lie,
definitely come in with
I use a
momentum.
VPN. I got myself True Social just because I was like I gotta get a True Social. I'm gonna have to check that out later, see what they say, because I am interested. I don't know how much I'm gonna put in, whether it be $500 or maybe I won't put anything in. Is $500 worth it? Maybe not. Maybe that's not a friggin' but it could be, but
It depends. I mean, obviously, there's going to be some sort of a frenzy. You have to figure out when that frenzy's at its peak.
yeah.
That's the trick. Because when the frenzy's over, if you're the last one out, you're going to make a loss. So, or not even the last one, last like 80% out usually in these things. So you want to be like in the first 20% in and the first 20% out.
So
if you could do that on anything, you can make bank. But we don't give advice here.
yeah, do what you do. Like was I right about Shiba raising and it went up 300% when I said you should buy it? Yeah, I was. But
Was it
whatever. No, it's dropped quite a bit. So
you had to know the peak.
And I did, and I sold, and I But like again, I'm not a financial advisor.
So much work and
guessing. And it's guessing. It's guessing. That's what it is. Like it is.
We don't
guessing.
get the information that elected officials in America get. So, they quite literally get information and then go trade with that info.
Yeah.
And it's legal. They can legally just do that. Cool. So this article kind of stops here. I'm a little surprised it doesn't go a little bit further into DWAC.
Yeah.
And what it is. Because what do you know what it is?
It
does actually. It says right here. It's a shell company.
Yeah. So
it does nothing.
Yeah.
He's merging with a company that does nothing.
So
DWAC is just a company that's holding a place.
Yeah, it's a little 6x6 room they rent out somewhere.
Somebody have a company that does nothing but acquire another company?
For money. So
I guess it's so maybe you could mask like where money's coming from.
Yeah,
in a way.
Yeah. So
yeah,
loopholes. That's probably all legal too.
Yes, shell companies are almost always legal, but like, come on, take a couple more steps.
But
in this case, I would just advise people to look up DWAC and where they get their money.
Yeah, well.
The short answer, the TLDR on that is a Chinese corporation.
Yeah.
So effectively, True Social has ties to China.
Remember how he said, my buddy, the other day? He's like, my friend.
Oh, yeah. He's friends with everyone
that's
now,
what I told you, yeah. So.
Except for Joe Biden.
Well,
I was like,
and
Emmanuel Macron.
And I'm not going to lie. Those are people I wouldn't really be friends with either. But I'd probably be friends with probably be friends with a Chinese prime minister if I got $3 billion out of it. Like, I don't know.
Don't think I could. I don't think I could have a conversation with somebody in that position. Like, what the hell do you talk about with them? Let's just assume you could freely speak to them. What would you say?
You bad. You're communist, you son of a bitch.
Bad workers out there, huh?
And then hopefully I'm on a Zoom call because then he can't kill me, All right? So.
Yeah.
But yeah. What's the next Trump story we have?
I would just have a conversation, be like, can I just have money?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. We do have a second Trump story. And this is actually another win for him. So kind of our headline is kind of for both.
Yeah.
And this is a follow-up. Because we've been talking about this.
Yes, so from AP News, court agrees to pause collection of Trump's massive civil fraud judgment if he puts up $175 million. So it's like a payment plan. So
right. So this was that $450 million thing, which was accruing interest daily. So basically, what they're saying is they'll pause that interest and reduce it if he does it right now.
And he probably will. Yeah.
So. I mean, it's a pretty big savings at this point. I think it's $300 million.
Yeah.
So he was struggling to maybe have to sell some things to come up with the liquid, but it should be much easier. A lot less things to sell.
So I don't know.
It didn't seem like he had an answer outside of.
He said he had the money. He did say he had the money. So.
Well, then he should put it up now.
Yeah,
right?
He probably will. I don't see why he wouldn't
put it up before if he had it.
Because he waited a month and saved $200 million. Yeah, I don't know.
His lawyers were working on saving him $300 million.
Yeah, so it worked out for him,
What happened? Something happened behind closed doors that was probably fucking criminal as hell. But like me and you could never negotiate that. All right. So what do we got here? New York Appeals Court on Monday agreed to hold off collection on former President Donald Trump's more than $454 million civil fraud judgment if he puts up $175 million within 7 days or 10 days.
Yeah.
What the hell? That's not even dyslexia.
Yeah,
7 days.
You're worse than me. You're worse than me. Jeez.
You know what? Then you keep it going.
If Trump does, it will stop the clock on collections and prevent the state from seizing the Republican president nominee's assets. So, like, so they won't be able to take anything like they're threatening to do so right now. Other than that,
if you're unable to pay the government, they can seize your assets. It's a really cool thing called asset forfeiture.
yeah,
That shit does happen to me and you. Well, not you. You're Canadian. I don't know if you have civil asset forfeiture, but you guys usually copy us. I bet you do.
So, okay. But okay, so yeah, that's congrats to him, I guess.
So it says they also halted other aspects of the judge's ruling that had barred Trump and his son Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. from serving in corporate leadership for several years.
Yeah, they did say that. So
that's on hold too, so they can continue serving in their leadership positions.
Go back to work,
pending this. So that's a W for the other people who are on trial, because there's more than just Trump here. It's several people within the org.
Yeah. So, and some of them are working, I'm sure. And again, not just some, but there's people who work for others, people who probably could use that job too.
They have a button here that says you could track all the cases here.
I don't click it. So
I don't trust that.
Yeah. But yeah, cool. Right. Well, I know y'all don't like
most. So he has a lot of incentive to do this one. So the 175.
But like,
I assume he'll do it.
Like, was this a plan from the start? Did he know this was going to be able to happen?
I think the plan from the start was not to lose and need an appeal. So this is the backup plan from the start.
Yeah.
Probably.
So, like, they knew what was happening.
Weird to say, but yeah, I think as soon as he lost and needed to appeal, he put his lawyers on trying to figure out how to make this number lower. That's a crazy big number to deal with.
It is kind of a crazy number.
If you don't at least try to fight it, aren't you stupid?
Yeah, no, it's kind of a crazy number too.
Like, you got to at least fight. Yeah. I saved $300 million.
No, like some people, like there's actually nowhere near the same thing here. But like here, like say you get a speeding ticket, you can literally go to the court office and be like, hey, can you reduce this? And they're like, yeah, we will reduce it. No questions asked. Yeah, you just go out, like you go and ask for the reduce it.
Off and not pay it at all. Like,
yeah, they will reduce it. And if there's a spelling error, you don't have to pay it either, because now this is going back. Oh my God,
I would never have to pay for anything. Everybody spells my name.
This is going back 18 years. But I was drinking in public, and I was legal to drink, but I was drinking in public, and the cop caught me, and he wrote me a ticket, but he misspelled something. And I went. Another funny thing is, I didn't have the money to pay at the time, so I went to go to the court office. I'm like, "Hey, can I get an extension on this?" Because I didn't know about the reduction thing at the time. They're like, "Yeah, give me a minute." And they came back like, "Yeah, it's voided. They misspelled." I'm like, "What?"
Well, like, have a good day. Yeah, don't worry about it. You're fine.
So yeah, so.
You came in here.
So that's not it. But yeah, you literally go in and ask, they will reduce it. They will reduce it. But if you just pay it, they'll take it. You know.
If you have the means and ability and you have a ticket,
I had a boss.
Like probably nothing to lose.
Now this is back in that same time. As long as you don't say
anything too douchebaggy.
This is back in the same time where I had a boss that literally paid me to go to the court office and reduce his tickets. He got a lot of tickets though. He was a shitty driver. So once a month I'd go to the court office with a handful of tickets, and I'm like, "Yeah, can I get these reduced, please?" And I got paid to do it, right? So. But yeah, so always ask, even if that's $50, always ask. But yeah, what else?
So Trump, they've got his takeaway on this. Trump hailed the ruling and said he would post a bond, securities or cash to cover the $175 million in the civil case.
Smart guy. That's a smart move on his end.
Courthouse hallway. Yeah. Trump revisited his oft-stated complaints about civil trial judge Arthur Engeron. Oh yeah, that's the guy in that.
We don't have that other story about his new trial that starts on the 15th, right? I don't think so.
Don't think so.
I know he has a hush money trial start on the 15th, which is going to keep him going to court every day for 6 weeks straight. So, but
it is what it is.
Yeah. So
I'm sure we'll due process.
I'm sure we'll
enjoy your due process.
I'm sure we'll cover some of those stories. I'm pretty sure. That seems like a lot of time, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Courts are terrible. They're bad places to get yourself wrapped up in, and you could get yourself stuck in the system very easily. The less money you have, the worse off you are.
Yeah.
Like in order for him to get that savings of $300 million, he had to have what he had.
Yeah.
To fight, because otherwise you don't have those lawyers that did that. And we don't even know what they did because it was so shady and quiet. We don't ever get to know whatever they did.
But they did
it. It's less magical. Like because I didn't see any detail in here. It just here we go. Trump's lawyers pleaded for a state's appeals court to halt collection, claiming it was a practical possibility to get an underwriter to sign off on a bond with such a large sum. Trump's attorneys proposed a $100 million bond, and the appellate judge said no. But I guess now Monday's ruling came from a 5-judge panel. So now we're getting more than one judge's input. So you're removing bias there, presumably?
Give me 2 seconds.
Or attempting. Obviously, you still have to look at who appointed these, because if this is like 4 Trump-appointed judges and now the one who said no before, which could very well be the case because we're not going to name them in this article. So you got Ingron and 4 others. Trump appointed a lot of judges, and I lost track of who's who where, but somebody was keeping track of it. So Trump attorneys characterized Monday's ruling as a key first step. Well, of course they did.
Yeah,
it was pretty important for them because they couldn't even progress with the appeal because, you know, the $450 million. They said it themselves. It wasn't possible.
Yeah, and like most billionaires would even have a hard time coming up with that in such a short time.
But if you have the cash, you don't need an underwriter. So he didn't have the cash.
Yeah, most rich people aren't rich though. They just got stuff.
Mark Cuban's take on that was that if he had a $500 million liquid, that would be stupid because it should be invested somewhere. Yeah. Somewhere making money.
No,
because if it's just money for the sake of money, it doesn't make money.
Yeah.
That was Mark Cuban's take on it. Like, he shouldn't have it liquid. So why did Trump come out there and try to claim he did? That would be dumb to do. Having that much like under your mattress or some shit or in Mar-a-Lago closets?
Yeah. So
it would be dumb. You should have that shit somewhere else.
Put it in it's in the toilet tank. So.
Put it in your new firm.
Okay. What else do we have? There's more
I don't know.
here.
Sometimes these articles go a little ways. It did start at 355, so it accrued like 100 million.
Yeah, that's.
Let me just kind of skim this.
So it literally went up and then it just dropped 50%, like boom.
So yeah, last month they said that if Trump doesn't have the money to pay, she would seek. Who's she? Letitia James, one of the judges or something. Yeah. Would seek to seize his assets. So that hadn't happened yet, but that was the path they were going to go down.
Take them out. They have to take the New York stuff, right? Like that's all. They wouldn't be able to go to Florida and take it.
You know, as of Friday, he on social media, he says he has $500 million in cash. He is still saying, "I do in fact have a large amount of uninvested money for no particular reason."
Yeah, maybe someone sent him,
which is a terrible thing to do.
Maybe someone sent him like a transfer. You know, what are they called?
Like,
PayPal.
Even if saying you believe he has it, that's dumb.
Yeah.
That's way too much liquid. Why would you need that? In case you're going to court and have a $450 million.
Maybe, yeah.
You didn't pay it for that. So what?
But
and he's going to underwrite the 175. It's not going to come out of this either. He's going to get an underwritten loan from a bank to cover the bond.
So
with 0% probably paid on interest. Because rich people get that cool free money glitch where it's 0% interest. So, you know. How the hell is this article still going, man?
Because it's just going to go on and on and on.
The ex-president's lawyers said the underwriters wanted 120% of the judgment and wouldn't accept real estate as collateral. That would mean tying up over $557 million in cash, stocks, and other liquid assets. And Trump's company needs some left over to run the business, his attorneys have said.
Yeah. That's,
Sure, I guess. You need $500 million to run a business.
Well, some.
I think that wouldn't be in your name or bank account. That would be in the company and the payroll, and you wouldn't have that as an issue.
All right.
Just saying.
Well,
your money is your cash, your stocks in that company, and your other liquid assets, which would be real estate that they didn't want to count. Which, of course, he would try to do as real estate. He's literally on trial for his real estate fraud. Like, he inflated the price of his real estate. That's what he's on trial for. And, of course, he's out there trying to peddle that exact same thing to underwrite his appeal. That's just great.
Yeah, well, he's allowed, like
icing on top, just to go ahead and do the thing again. While you're being investigated and charged with it, do the thing. I know that works out for most criminals, to do the crime while you're on trial for the crime.
Well, yeah, it's not really a crime.
I'm just saying, it's really on the nose to do it.
Yeah, but whatever. Like, I think this is pretty much
I've said it before.
Felony charge anyway. So
he's not going to jail for anything ever.
It's still funny. A lot of people still think he's going to jail. Nancy Pelosi still thinks he's going to go to jail. It's like, Nancy, you're going to go to jail before he goes to jail. So,
what's the richest Canadian to go to jail?
I can tell you. Mark Emberd?
Conrad Black.
Conrad Black.
What the hell is that?
I can tell you.
Baron Black of Cross Harbour. Born 1944.
Oh, yeah, I don't know who that is. But yeah,
the House of
and it's not the
Lords.
point that he has money. Okay, even if he lost every dollar, he's a ex-president, and he cannot go to a prison cell. They would have to give him a own private little area where no one else can go but Secret Service. So, but yeah,
I don't think he'll even go to something like that. I'm literally, I'm doubling, tripling down.
No, he's not.
going
He's
to
not
any
getting anything.
imprisonment ever.
He's going to the White House. So.
Who is this Conrad Black? I need to figure out who.
Let's pull him up. We can't see it. You should pull it up at least.
Well, I mean, I'm just kind of going through a really long Wikipedia.
Okay.
Yeah, we can look at Conrad Black here. Here he is.
Yeah.
The Lord Black of Cross Harbor.
And he went to jail. Weird. Yeah, I don't know who he is.
Right
what did he do? So
it says he did fraud somewhere down here. Fraud conviction.
Yeah, I can.
So he was convicted on 3 counts of fraud and 1 count of obstruction of justice in U.S. District Court. Wait a minute. I looked up Canadians, so he's not Canadian.
Or he was, and he screwed up, and he went to jail in America. So.
Yo, born in Canada. Okay, yeah, so. It is what it is. We locked
he
up
is a rich. You didn't say in Canada. You just said in general. So it gave you the richest Canadian who went to jail. That's a richest Canadian who went to jail.
It does fit.
Yeah.
So, anyways, he had 3 fraud and 1 obstruction of justice. He was sentenced to 6.5 years in federal prison and $6.1 million and $125,000.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean that's kind of pennies when you have that $6 million one. This was July 2007. So
yeah, I'm sure he's dead by now. Maybe not though.
Appeals resulted in 2 of Black's 3 criminal fraud charges being vacated, and his conviction for obstruction of justice was upheld. Yeah. So he got the fraud ones vacated.
Yeah, but so he only did 3.5 years, and he only paid $285,000. So 4.1, yeah.
They said they reduced the 6.1 to 4.1.
Okay. Well,
so he's still lost a lot of money and still served 3.5 years. I mean, this.
Let's get back.
Be your closest example of a rich person going to jail, and it took them being a foreign rich person.
Yeah, but he wasn't a president. So.
What was the fraud?
It doesn't. I don't know, but. But again, it wasn't a president.
Funds for personal benefit from.
Like would Trudeau go to jail? Yes, he can go to jail, because they don't have Secret Service here. Like the ex-prime ministers walk about and do their own thing because no one really wants to kill them. Now, when Justin Trudeau's done, I'm not going to say the same for him. A lot of people do not like the guy. I don't encourage anything, but...
Well, you just kind of did.
No, I'm just saying a lot of people don't. I'm just stating the truth. It's a fact that people don't like it.
It's wildly illegal to say.
No, it's not.
I want to kill the president of the United States.
Yeah, it is.
Totally illegal to say.
Yeah.
Whitest kids you know.
You know you can say it? You're allowed to say it?
That was a great skit.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the point.
You have to say it like that, right? So, no, I think I did. But yeah, let's get back on track here.
What's even more illegal is showing a diagram of the building.
Yeah.
And even more illegal would be to mention that the best line of sight would be the Rockefeller building.
All right.
Anyways, I don't know this Conrad Black, but like, there's a rich guy who went to jail. One.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you want to take this one.
So, from Global News, Moscow attack suspects appear beaten in court, raising questions of torture.
I guess just trigger warning on. There's probably a picture of them.
Yeah.
And they're probably fucked up.
Yeah. Not as bad as what they did to people, but you know.
Before we, and it might block them too, because this.
No, I think they show it. They show it. So, see, it says right there, contains disturbing content. Please read.
Okay, they gave it too. Good.
Yeah. 4 men accused of carrying out a terrorist attack that claimed the lives of 130 people appeared in court in Moscow. So yeah, Friday night when this was happening, I heard it was 40. That's when we were live, and we didn't talk about it because it was news, but we weren't too sure.
It was still ongoing as far as information, and it looks like it. That's quite a bit of change. 130.
Yeah, so 130. So yeah, that's a tragic incident. Regardless if you hate Russia or not, that wasn't the soldiers. That was a concert. It had nothing to do with the war. It was regular.
Yeah,
people.
That's what I was thinking. I heard it was just literally a music concert.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm not gonna get their names because they're all. I'm not gonna get them right regardless.
No. Here are the names, and good luck with any of them.
But this has been the deadliest terrorist attack on Russian soil in 2 decades.
And they have a charge committing a terrorist attack resulting in the death of others, which carries a max life imprisonment.
Yeah, so they probably wish he died. I'm not gonna
Now, bear
lie.
in mind,
Like,
this is Russia, so probably quite a few things have the life imprisonment.
Yeah.
But this kind of makes sense. You went and you killed 130 people.
and so I don't know,
yeah.
but I know what. Call me an asshole, but no pity. I don't feel bad. So.
Well, I don't believe in extrajudicial punishment.
Yeah, but
And if the whole point is corrections, then torture is no way to correct somebody.
Hey, where are the people? Where are the people? You got to speak now. But that's my
torture
opinion.
Gets at best compliance, but it doesn't get somebody educated.
Yeah,
so
these guys shouldn't be
valuable.
And that's you're allowed to have that opinion.
So we'll go in with our two opinions there.
For sure.
Like I said, they're gonna be kind of fucked up. I actually already scrolled down a little bit.
So,
but here's our four guys, and that's very clearly they've been beaten while they're in prison.
Yeah,
there's no question. I wish we had a before picture to just show the. I mean, but it's so obvious.
Yeah, you can definitely tell. Like,
I would assume every single wound we see happens
from
since they were arrested.
Yeah. So, but then again, the only other thing I can think is that they don't have a clue and they just got these guys, and then that would be completely wrong. But
hopefully, they don't have the wrong fucking guys. That would be ridiculous.
I just don't understand because I don't know. Maybe it's different, but most terrorists they don't usually survive. So it's just weird. Maybe that's just an American thing though. Because maybe Russia,
like suicide terrorism.
You know that is like the cops killed them.
I have a
you know what I mean?
That didn't sell very well to terrorist groups worldwide, so they probably changed their ways.
Yeah. Maybe
that really has gone away. We don't hear a lot of suicide bombings these days.
Yeah, I guess because they're
we still see terrorist attacks.
Yeah,
it's just I can understand the wanting to not die part of it.
Yeah,
being maybe better.
I'm
not telling them how to do.
Like again, I'm not. I'm like again. You're usually right. Torturing doesn't do anything, but they massacred 140 people.
Yeah, I'm not saying these are good people. And again, I'm not going to lose sleep over their wounds.
And that's exactly what I mean. It's like I'm not cheering on, but I'm not going to feel pity. I'm not going to feel pity for them. That's what I mean. Like, yeah, I shouldn't have done it, but it is what it is. ISIS-K is taking responsibility.
Who?
Well, ISIS, ISIS and there's ISIS-K. They've done a few small terrorist attacks over the years. They all are branches of different terrorist groups. You know, like that's
Islamic State, ISIS.
Yeah, but it's ISIS-K, so they got it wrong on this. They announced themselves as ISIS-K, which is a separate terrorist organization. But
is it a subdivision of this?
It's a subdivision, I believe. Yes, I'm not 100% sure. I've heard of them in the past. They've done a few, I believe, in London and stuff over the years.
It's kind of ridiculous to say it, but not all ISIS members did this.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We have a lot of ISIS former ISIS terrorists living in Canada. So
we have them here too.
Yeah. And the Trudeau gave him some poetry because he's like, they're going to read some poetry in jail and feel better. And now they're walking out on a boat. But that's no hero there. But yeah,
and they did claim responsibility, so they come out.
They did claim,
they did it, and it says they used automatic rifles, pistols, knives, and fire bombs.
Yeah, there's a lot of damage done. Like there was damage done. Like I had the chance to see some video. I'm not gonna lie, I usually watch it. I skipped it this time because it would look pretty bad. It did not look good.
Yeah.
4 suspects were detained on Saturday by Russian forces, but when they appeared in court, international observers were shocked to see they have appeared severely beaten. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not shocked. They're in Russia. It's not that shocking they got beat up, you know? Like
Now, what is shocking though is only 2 of them pleaded guilty.
Yeah.
Now I kind of expected after getting the shit kicked out of you, you just all plead guilty, right? Because do they not have the right people?
Yeah.
Because at this point, I'm questioning it.
But maybe they're speaking. Like sometimes those terrorists are taught not to say a word to anybody. They just sit there with their mouth shut. Again, we don't know. We don't know the facts. We don't know that. But ISIS did take responsibility, right? So it was a terrorist attack. And some could say it's Ukraine, but Ukraine denied it. Which that would be completely wrong of Ukraine to go to a concert hall and do that. That would be I'd lose all support. Like I don't have much support for any of them anyway, but I'd lose more support for Ukraine than Russia this time. If that was the case.
Oh yeah, but I don't think Ukraine's.
No, they denied it, and
right?
No, they didn't. They said they didn't do it, and as much as I hate Zelensky, I believe it. I believe they.
No, and as far as I can tell, the targets that Zelensky's gone for are the kind of targets you expect in a war, where you're a very big defensive situation.
Yeah.
Your offensive targets are very choice because you don't get a lot of shots.
Yeah.
Right.
And it'd be
not
pretty
waste a shot.
And it'd be pretty dumb to do that.
This year don't even make sense for an army.
And the thing is, to do that, it'd be the most pointless thing ever because Russia would just double down on what they're doing now, and you'd be screwed.
For sure.
So.
And this list of weapons does not. This is not an army.
Yeah.
This is obviously an impromptu group of terrorists. Usually, this sounds like just terrorist weapons right here.
So it's a horrible thing. It's a horrible thing. I know, like I said, a lot of people hate Russia, and on Twitter, there's been some pretty far crazy opinions from some people who hate Russia, which is
Why did they put out did ISIS say why they did it?
I'm not sure. Putin just became president again.
Because typically, it's not terrorism unless it has a political message or point. So we have to figure out what was their political message or point. Not that we have to agree with it.
Yeah.
But what the hell were they trying to prove here? They just keep showing us their faces. I want to know what their point was.
Yeah, they're just talking about them.
And they're just describing all this terror they went, or this torture they went through. Sorry, not terror. They did terror, then they got tortured.
Yeah.
22 pending investigations.
So, of course, that doesn't say much.
They're all citizens of Tajikistan. Where is that?
I have no clue.
Is that a neighboring country?
Probably. That sounds very close to it, like that.
Or is that a province within Russia? I literally don't know.
I don't know. You can Google it.
Is a country or a city or a state or a province?
But yeah,
it says it's a former Soviet state, which to me sounds like it's probably part of Russia now. I don't know.
And the European, there's human rights laws saying that Russia did sign a major anti-terror. If you scroll back up there.
Oh, major.
Yeah, it says anti-torture treaty in Europe. They signed an anti-torture treatment. So, but now you can't blame total Russia if some cops beat the shit out of the terrorists when they caught them. Right?
I can't.
You can't,
because I'm against that.
Yeah. But that's not. What happens if four?
What
happens if four cops? Okay, what happens if four cops caught the four cops? Yeah. So 4 cops caught them.
You can't trust any of the information you're getting at this.
No.
It is actively working against you to have tortured them. We learned this lesson. Yeah. We never shut down Guantanamo Bay for someone, but we learned this lesson. But torture doesn't work.
But again,
it gets you the first thing that will make the torture.
Maybe they
stop.
fought. Maybe they got beat up.
Which could be right, could be wrong. Is almost certainly not useful.
Yeah.
But we did this. America did. We tortured people.
Exactly. And again, it is what it is. I don't feel pity for these guys.
Until we realized it didn't work.
Yeah, but
I think we would do it again if we started another war.
Probably. Yeah.
Because we don't learn our lessons. We would do it again.
But.
So, Russia's doing it too. But they're not even taking them to a black site. They're doing it in public, which is the most ridiculous thing. They're doing this and prancing these people in front of people. Which is a little bit of a flex.
Maybe there'll be a video come out that they got their ass beat right on the street, right there, and when they got caught.
Well, that's not better either. That's still extrajudicial punishment.
Beanbag to the face. Someone's beanbag. They should have used real ammunition and probably killed them all at the time then. But somehow they caught them. They caught them somehow. They don't have any bullet wounds.
They should have their due process.
Which is very suspicious.
Serve the punishment that was decided by legislation, which is potentially the death penalty. But it's not going to be beanbagging them in the face 100 times. I don't think.
Well, who says it has 100 times? One beanbag can fuck your face. Okay, but one beanbag can fuck your face up. You know that, right?
It can, but I don't think
seriously
do that.
That can literally be one of those guys. Their injuries could be one beanbag to the face that put them down.
It most certainly was.
And yes, but maybe that's all it was, and that's how they got caught because they knew where they lived. They went in, boom, beanbag to the face. Again, we don't know.
Oh, you're saying that this could have been during the apprehension?
Yes.
I thought they were saying that this was between seeing them and then.
I don't. I doesn't say that.
Oh, that's what this was all saying up there.
But now let's see a video. Yeah, let's see a video.
Did you even mention the bust? I don't even remember seeing that.
Again, that's something that. Maybe that's exactly what happened.
The four suspects appeared in court, had some on social media questioning if Russia tortured them. So where were they held in custody until May 22?
Okay, that's...
Wait.
A month and a half,
what
2
year
months
did
away.
It happen?
What?
Was that last year? May 22 of 23?
It happened last week. This attack happened on Friday.
Okay, well, we're in March.
Yeah, March, April, May.
So what the fuck?
Yeah, that's 2 months away. So...
Oh, will be held. Okay.
Yes. That's when the court, yeah.
Right. So when did they bust him?
Saturday.
I think they skipped that part.
They said Saturday. They busted him Saturday.
But they skipped like saying anything about it. I mean, I'm not going to give them any benefit of the doubt and say, hey, you might have fucked him up while trying to apprehend him. Do you see these faces?
Yeah. Oh, I can't.
Oh, they fucked him up after the fact.
Or maybe they put him in gen pop, or maybe they're just like, or maybe they just put him in gen population. Like, here you guys go.
Russia can't put me in jail for saying what I'm saying.
Yeah, but maybe, and then maybe in Russia there's no jail cells, and they put him in a group with a whole bunch of other Russians, and they're like, oh, well, we're gonna like.
That's not good either.
It is what it is.
Extrajudicial. So, I'm against extrajudicial punishment of all kinds. All Batmans. All Batmans.
Bad. I'm not gonna feel bad.
All Batmans are bad.
I'm not gonna feel bad for people who slaughtered. I'm not gonna have any pity.
I'm not gonna let random people decide the punishment for people for anything because I would never want that for myself.
These guys decide the punishment for 140 people for nothing for being Russian.
They did an illegal thing. The punishment is not being decided by them. They didn't get to legislate because of this.
Yeah.
And what would that be? Like they now made it so going to a concert is a death penalty.
That's
so
what
the next person who goes to a concert
that's what everyone who went there. That's gonna because that's what a terrorist attack is. Now those people are gonna be fearful for going to concert for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, people will be fearful, but that doesn't make it. They didn't change the law.
So, but yeah, let's see what happens.
Due process, and if the whole point is to like. There's some crimes where you never see the light of day again. I get that. This is one of those. These are not people we're going to make better and send them back out in my perfect world. But it's also not people we're going to beat the shit out of. Throwing them in the jail cells is good enough for me.
But
your sentence is maximum years.
Again, you say you don't, without knowing exactly what happened. Maybe if they was beating them, sure. Maybe they shouldn't beat them.
They killed 130 people. Yeah. In my world, you get your due process. We prove you did it. That's first and foremost. We need to prove these 4 people are the ones who did it. And not by getting them to say guilty. Forcing a guilty plea is not in my world.
There's cameras.
And torture leads to forced guilty pleas.
Yeah, 100% it does.
Use that video. Use it in a court of law. Prove them guilty. Give them the maximum sentence.
This probably isn't going to go far in a court. It looks like they already made up their mind. So.
I mean, this is Russia, so it'll probably
Russia has their own,
right?
Russia has their own way of doing things. Okay.
This is saying.
Well, we should
prohibit such practices, but they probably still.
Yeah. Maybe we should hit a little bit more lighter news now.
Yeah, I mean, I never did get to figure out why they wanted to do it.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's down the road.
What's the terrorism then?
It's been 2 days, 3 days.
Music?
It's been 3 days.
Music
maybe
bad?
We'll find out. We'll find out. I'm sure there is something.
Yeah, I'm just making sure it's not in this article. Unless, did you read this whole thing?
No.
Oh, okay, so we don't know. It's a major embarrassment for Putin, apparently.
Yeah.
Why would you categorize it as an embarrassment?
Well, because this is one of those.
I categorized it as Russia's 9/11 is what I called it.
Like so.
I don't know what you thought of when you first saw it.
I don't know. Didn't a concert get shot up in America and a whole bunch of people died too? So.
The other thing I don't see in this article that I don't know if it's confirmed yet is I believe Russia was actually informed of this attack ahead of time, and that they thought it was a lie. The information was a lie.
Yeah, well.
I don't know if that's been corroborated or proven.
I've heard rumors of that too, but again, that's.
And this article didn't go into it, so I was like, "Dang, that was part of like."
Yeah, like that looks like a lot of damage go down. Let's look at that.
What is this?
That's a video, like, that's right. That's a drone.
Is the concert?
No, that's not that. That's Kiev. That's Kiev. Sorry, that was Kiev.
Yeah.
So,
this is a military damage here.
Okay.
There's a big difference.
Yeah. But we should probably get in some lighter news here.
I don't know if the next one's lighter.
I think it is, isn't it? Okay. You can take it away, but I think it is. Maybe it's scarier. Who knows? But
spoiler or no trigger warning for anybody who misses the way Sonic should look.
Bling,
Kotaku
bling.
brings us this new Sonic game leaks. Looks like Fall Guys. You heard that right. It looks like Fall Guys. Sonic Toys Party is a multiplayer battle royale party game reportedly arriving this summer.
Battle royale game.
Yeah.
Gonna jump in with a parachute? Fortnite it?
Sure. Who are we dropping?
What?
This is your Sonic.
Is he Canadian?
Maybe.
Yeah. Because of the mouth. Have you watched South Park?
Is this his mouth?
That's a South. That looks like it can be his mouth.
Shouldn't this be his belly?
Well, where does he talk then? Where does he eat? Why does he have a line on his belly?
I thought they forgot his mouth. I just thought they forgot his mouth completely.
I don't know.
And there's his fingers.
Yeah, this is weird. Okay, so what is that? What is that? Is that Sonic?
This is Sonic.
That's not
Sonic.
Sonic.
Sonic Toys Party.
Okay.
It's an as yet unannounced Sonic game from Sega, but it's leaked, so this is not official.
Yeah.
You know, it says it's Fall Guys like multiplayer battle royale action, which Fall Guys, that's a bunch of weird little mini games where you don't really feel like you have control of your character, so that it's fun for everyone.
Okay.
No matter your skill level, basically.
All right. Yeah.
And you try to push people off things or make it through.
Yes, I've seen those games.
Faster. Yeah. So it's gonna be like that, but with the terrible Sonic.
Yeah, that's stupid. That's not Sonic. They should have called it something else.
Yeah.
Called a pal.
So where did this leak? This apparently leaked on a YouTube channel, The Sonic Show.
Okay.
Which I don't know.
Never heard of The Sonic Show.
Did you get like a takedown? Like I don't know. It was up there yesterday. It may not be up there anymore.
Yeah, probably not. YouTube's pretty picky about that stuff. But yeah, you
see a large crowd of multiple Sonic characters controlled by other online players running around Sonic-themed levels. And like Fall Guys, the last remaining Sonic character wins. It's apparently going to be a free-to-play mobile game.
Okay, so that's allegedly. Pretty lame. That's lame.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I
don't do mobile games anymore.
I don't anymore either. But give it the Toy Story logo too. Come on.
That is Toy Story, isn't it?
No, hey Lou. So
I prefer Gang Beasts over Fall Guys.
I don't know that one either.
Do you know Gang Beasts?
No. No, I don't. I play like 4 games.
Whoa.
Okay. So that was a Toy Story logo. That's very Fortnite looking. Is that not?
Sonic looks normal.
Yeah, that does. I don't know. Huh. Unless that's clickbait. So.
Where do they look like the thing up above?
Maybe that's just a character you can pick down the road. Okay, so you're racing too, kind of, though, hey?
I mean, it looks like some different kinds of... Okay, this music awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just looks like a bunch of different mini games, kind of like Fall Guys.
Yeah, exactly. That weird looking Sonic was a clickbait, 100%.
Yeah,
that's
so
bizarre.
Apparently they all look pretty normal.
Yeah, it looks. I know it looks pretty close.
But it is a phone game, so I won't be in.
Okay, well, it's very close to the Toy Story logo. Okay, it's not far off. Just not a little bit of an angle.
Yeah, and of course this might not actually be it. As with all leaks, they could be bullshit that somebody put together. Very easy to put some of these things together.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay's also said it's Toy Story.
Well, it's not 100% Toy Story, but it looks like Toy Story. Yeah.
I mean...
See, Lou saw that. Yeah, right there. That does look like like that's what you see.
They definitely were going for that idea in your mind when you're
100%. Yeah. Okay.
I saw the Toy Story logo first glance. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sega is yet to officially confirm the existence of this. However, shortly after posting the leaked trailer, Sonic Show's original video was taken down due to copyright claim. Hey, that's the thing I was saying. It's not solved.
So are we gonna get taken down now? I hope not. So,
maybe. I don't know.
So we'll find out.
According to an error message, what?
So
they're saying that the copyright claim was by Sega, not by somebody else, because other people can copyright claim stuff. It's weird.
Oh yeah.
YouTube will let anyone copyright claim anybody for some reason.
CBS got me once, so.
Yep, it's kind of dumb.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
So it doesn't confirm it's legit, but you don't do a takedown on something that's totally. Well, I mean, you still might do a takedown. I don't think it really confirms or denies anything. Them doing a takedown on the video.
True that, Lewis. Yeah,
this gets a takedown from that. Take that as a good thing for getting noticed. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Like the man.
We need to get canceled. We need to get canceled before we make it. That's all I know.
If we get canceled for that after all the other shit I've said, that'd be crazy, right? I would literally have to go back and clip all the nonsense we've said. Me and you both.
I think most episodes are on there. Yeah.
That one time you said that one thing.
Yeah.
And you couldn't take it back.
No, I don't remember what you said.
You could apologize right now.
No, I said nothing. And I stand by it.
All right. Episode 23 for anyone who wants to see. So I think that's all this article actually has.
Okay.
Just an interesting game, which I guess the clickbait was this because we just looked down there at the
actual
thing.
That was a clickbait. It got us. That was Paint 3D.
Screenshot? Where did they?
That was a 3D. That was.
So this is a screenshot from the Sonic themed event in Fall Guys.
Oh, okay. See, by Epic
Maybe we should
Games.
read this.
Oh, it is by Epic Games. Look it. So that's why it looks like the Fortnite, because it's from Epic Games too. That makes sense
Epic
too.
Games made Fall Guys. But
I didn't know that. Okay, so
I still don't get it. Is this the mouth?
I don't know.
And if so, is Sonic Canadian?
Whenever I find out.
And if so, is that offensive to you?
Speaking of Canadians, I think the story's kind of Canadian, isn't it?
It is, and this one had me worried when I saw it. I was like, oh shit.
Yep. From the BBC. The BBC has announced that Canada's maple syrup reserve hits a 16-year low. Yeah, so that's not good.
That's it.
Yeah.
That wrap it up.
No, like I'm not gonna lie. Look at. So I'm gonna just show you. I got a bag of maple syrup candy right here. Like these are little candies
with his syrup making.
that are made out of maple syrup. Like
okay, so you got us covered.
I got myself covered. You know, I like my maple syrup, but
you need to get yourself a couple of these barrels.
Yeah. He's
Quebec.
Yeah, I saw Yuppie
Maple syrup reserve.
I saw Yuppie live doing it, Lou. I saw him making maple syrup live. That was pretty cool.
Is Yuppie Canadian?
I don't know, but you know, like it made me feel pretty. It was like, hey, you're making maple syrup. You bought some. Oh, maybe I should buy some too, and then I could give him a review from a Canadian. Okay. Oh, damn. Okay, then I have to. Yeah, he should just send me a free bottle. Yuppie, if you're listening, you can send me a bottle. I'll give you the Canadian's perspective of your maple syrup. Like,
we'll review it live.
Yeah, I'll review it live. How many times did I talk about maple syrup since I've met you? Like many times. Have I not? Like, am I not always talking about it?
Yeah, it was like the Great Heist and all kinds of things.
And the maple syrup I put on my pizza and all my foods and all that. So, yeah, for sure.
That heist are looking pretty smart because
post
this
a
is
link.
Gonna drive up the price.
Post a link for us. So. But yeah, Canada's maple syrup reserve, the world's only
you can only get it in Canada.
Has reached a 16-year low, raising questions about the future of globally loved sweet staple in the face of climate change. So.
Wait, what?
So
they're saying climate is causing it to be less syrup?
Can you shoot me a Discord there? Oh shoot.
Chat is eating it, or I can't post it. Chat's probably eating the link. Jay's is able to do links.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Can you send Jay, if Jay's is here, can you send Jay's the link and she can post it?
He's from upstate New York. Okay.
So yeah,
that's close to Canada.
The reserve located is not far. Yeah, the reserve located in Quebec is designed to hold.
It can't be maple syrup then, can it? Because it's not.
Okay. Yes, maple syrup comes from maple tree. The reserve located in Quebec is designed to hold 133 million pounds of maple syrup at any given year, but in 2023, the supply fell to 6.9 million pounds.
Whoa.
That's
like 126 million space available. That's crazy. That's like empty. That would look empty.
Yeah, it would that looked pretty empty. That's like 1/13 of it. Jeez. But yeah, that's experts link the surge on both the rise of demand and warmer weather. So yeah, they're blaming demand and climate change as but they say that will not affect the availability or price of maple syrup.
How can that be true? At least for now.
Yeah, for now.
How can that be true? Because literally,
I'm stocking up.
Saying there's a rise in demand and a very dwindling supply. Like, what are you talking about? Buy stocks in the syrup. We can't give advice. And you can't do that.
Hey Lou, can you just shoot me that link on Discord there, and I will post it for the maple syrup because that's kind of interesting. I do want to check that out.
So this is the lowest amount this strategic reserve has had since 2008. According to Simon Dor-Oulet, he's probably from Quebec with a name like Oulet.
Yeah,
but we do not foresee any supply issues in the near future.
So that's good.
How? Why do they keep saying like it's a huge problem, but also
because that's pretty low. Because that's pretty low. Like that is like, so. Here I'm just gonna post that link for everybody. That is a pretty low reserve. Especially if you think about like how much is supposed to be on there, right? Like,
and this says Canada is 75% of the world's maple syrup production.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so when it dwindles, the world dwindles. No.
Yeah, that's what it
seems. Are you guys just gonna keep prices low for Canadians? Is that the plan?
Hopefully, I really hope so.
Tell me. No, you can't keep that secret on the banter. If you're
maple syrup is expensive, maple syrup is expensive here too. Don't think it's not. Like it is just expensive.
That's what you think. Have you bought some here? It's like $20 a bottle for 6 ounces.
So everybody, check out backyardmaple.com. That is Yuppie. Has Yuppie been on our show? Has Yuppie been a guest?
No, he has not.
Okay, well, he's talked about it. We'll have to get him on the show.
He is welcome to come on, although I think he said he's been on a lot of podcasts, so I don't know if he's up for another one or cares about doing them.
Well, but we can talk maple syrup. Come on.
We can talk syrup.
But yeah, that's apparently. Come back to what that was. Yeah, so you talked about 24 years. So the reserve was set up 24 years ago. And it hasn't been, other than when it started, it hasn't been that low pretty much.
Apparently the reserve is several warehouses across Quebec.
Okay, not just one warehouse. So that'd be crazy, just one big ass warehouse of maple syrup. In 2020 they had 103 million pounds. Holy moly.
I mean, they keep
during COVID, people like their maple syrup. You know?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Now it says it's only 7% of what it was 4 years ago. So.
Yeah, which is 6 million compared to the 103. So that is crazy.
They're saying these poor harvest seasons over the last few years, because this is something that lasts for a while, right? How long does syrup last?
I don't know. Does it go bad?
More than a year?
Does maple syrup go bad? No, I don't think it does.
Know?
Honey doesn't go bad.
Does syrup go bad? The short answer is technically no. Syrup does not expire, and you can keep an unopened container of the stuff on your shelf indefinitely. That's due to the high sugar content of pure maple syrup. Yeah. Sorry. According to the experts at Ben's Sugar Shack, which produces syrup in New Hampshire. So as far as experts from Ben's Sugar Shack are concerned,
like honey doesn't. Did you know honey does not go bad? Honey is like one of the only.
I didn't, but I would have also had the same question for. I've been like,
no, it will not go bad. It can be open. Honey is one of the only foods that does not go bad. Could be 100,000 years old.
Get on it, so I'd be weary of mold being on it because the mold is bad.
You can always scrape that off.
Shave that off.
Yeah, I mean you do that with cheese, right? Most cheese is mold.
Some people do. Some people do.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna judge. Don't judge. So they're saying syrup production is done between early March and late April and relies heavily on a delicate balance of below freezing overnight temperatures and warmer daytime temperatures.
Yeah.
Well, as of right now, we're in March, and are you getting those?
Well, it's not where I am, but actually, we have. But we did hit 20 degrees Celsius the other day, which is like 68. So.
Which is not quite going to give you. Well, did you still get the overnight freezing?
Oh yeah, it's -8 right now. So.
But that's a much sharper change in temperature. So I mean, I'm not a botanist, but makes sense. I mean, you've seen some elaborate systems in GTA RP for like weed production. You gotta have the right amount of water. You gotta have the right nutrients, the right amount of lights above it. You know.
Yeah. Well, that's good news for now. I'm definitely gonna probably have to go buy some maple syrup and start saving it. You know.
Yeah, just in case. They said it's not gonna go price. But
every paycheck, I just go buy myself a bottle to store it. Like that's my investment. And that way, when the world goes to shit, I'll be like, "Hey, man, you need some maple syrup. I got the good shit." And that stuff gives you energy. It's pure.
It does. Yeah. It's pure sugar.
Yeah.
And for like survival, it can give you that burst to get yourself situated to not die long term. Although it's just a burst. It's like when you choose the chocolate bar in like Yukon Trail and stuff.
Yeah.
It can be good.
You know exactly. Like honestly, do that gold and silver. Okay, cool. Like you're right. Screw that. Because
maybe,
but if you think about it, it's like say you have 100 pounds of gold. Okay, cool. But everybody's starving. The world's going to shit. What does that gold? Who cares about gold? But if you have 100 pounds of food, not just maple syrup, I'm just saying, but food in general, that food makes you live. That food gets you stuff, right? You know what I mean? Gold is nothing. Food is gold.
You can't live off syrup.
No, but it's better than gold. So
you may need some real food.
Yeah, but that's why I said food in general. But yeah, it's like that would be a much better resource in the long run if money wasn't a thing.
Right. Well, but it is. Welcome to capitalism.
For now.
So apparently the cold temperatures at night make it absorb a bunch of water from the soil, and then the warm during the day creates the pressure for that water to drip and make the stuff sap out. So that's why it needs the cold and why it needs the warm. And I don't know if it's more warm than necessary. That may not be a problem, but if it doesn't get cold enough, that's probably a problem.
Yeah. But yeah,
so
it's still been pretty chilly where I am. But again, Canada's pretty big.
We have 2 consecutive record years of production.
Yeah.
So, I mean, right before this, 2019, 2020, leading into the pandemic, we had a bunch of syrup.
Yeah.
Yep, you said the trees need to freeze, then thaw to produce. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Now I'm just wondering how much.
If it only gets down to like just above freezing at night, it won't do it. He's got to get freezing.
Now I'm just wondering is like how much was it? They're talking about demand too. Now I'm not okay. The demand, like, okay, they had so much in 2019, 2020. Well, climate change was a big thing back then too. So do they just use so much more because everyone just started using, like, did the demand just increase so much because people were off?
Well, they're saying in 2021 and 2023 were warmer spring temperatures than 2020 and 2019.
What about 2022?
So when you say there was climate change then, you're kind of not doing the right work. What was the temperatures like in 2020?
Okay, what about in 2022 then?
In this place, they're saying that.
Where's the surf from 2022?
I don't know. I didn't write this article.
It's just I don't know. Just
was it up here?
Yeah, but
they're saying that there was a difference between 2021, 2023, and these 2 years.
Yeah,
and that difference was a warmer spring temperature. So,
but
they're looking at how much was produced and what the temperatures were and correlating facts. They're not saying climate change did it and walking away. They're doing the work.
Yeah, but that's why. Okay, climate change. That, right? But it says climate change and more demand. So what is there more demand? Is it
more demand is.
How much has demand gone up? Has it gone up 100% in the last 2 years? Has it gone up 20% in the last 2 years? That's a big information too, Like if they have the reserve that they knew that was going to last 20 years, but all of a sudden demand popped up 100%, it's going to last 10,
Wonder if they talk about demand numbers in here. I don't think they did.
Because they did bring up top. They did say it was demand too.
Well, but they just said demand is up. I think it was just kind of a vague demand is up thing. What was it they said?
Due to demand and climate change.
Yeah, they said experts link the shortage to both a rise in demand. So what experts, what rise?
Yeah, the guys I want to know.
They haven't demonstrated that in this article,
I wish I said that because, again, it could be like, 1%, then what's the point of saying it? But if there's like 100%, there's 50%, that's big numbers.
And they should be paying attention
with
to those
the with the warmer weather,
a stockpile in line with it.
And with the warmer weather, okay, cool, 100, not cool, warm, but with the longer
because it's less syrup.
Yeah, but like, okay, then let's see what's the fact. Like, is it 50-50? Is it 90-10? Is it right? Like, not that it really matters. I want my maple syrup. Like, it's a very concerning thing, but we'll get there.
I mean, and they're literally saying the price won't go up, but demand is up and production is down. You can't say those three things.
And for the record, did you actually? I just saw a video of this just the other day, ironically, before we even had the story. That maple syrup is one of the biggest. A lot of people sell 100% pure maple syrup, but it's a lie. Like they're allowed
Can you lie about that?
There's some. No, they don't. But they're not allowed. They're not allowed to. But they're illegal gangs that make this maple syrup. And there's like still maple syrup.
Wait.
I shit you not.
Canadian gangs.
No, not. I don't know they're Canadians. Syrup. Food is the biggest criminal. Food is one of the biggest criminal activities in the world. Gang organized food crime. Why is it criminal
to give people food?
But no, it's like wasabi. People sell wasabi. Nobody actually gets real wasabi in America. People sell fake truffles and people spend lots of money.
Fighting words for somebody who cares about wasabi.
How much you want to bet? Have you?
I don't care about wasabi.
Okay, I was gonna say no.
You got the wrong.
I'm gonna say 99.9% of people in North America who said they have had wasabi has had horseradish with a little bit of green coloring in it. That's what it is. So
you can look horseradish.
You can look that up. But no, it's wasabi.
You're saying I could just order wasabi and I'll get horseradish, basically?
Pretty much, yeah. It's a little bit different.
Have one of my favorite things.
They put some pepper. They put some other stuff in it, but yeah, real wasabi does not exist in North America. And if it does, if you do get it, it's lots and lots of money you're spending on it. Just like truffles as well. So
in 2021, Canada exported 161 million pounds of syrup. That sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
71 different countries.
More than 19%. There it is, 19% from last year. So that's a big increase. 20% pretty much. So.
Well, but that's demand from 2020 to 2021. The demand they were talking about up there is current demand going up.
So.
Because they were saying like there's a spike in demand right now and a production decrease right now.
Well. So yeah, did it go up 50% in 2021 too? Right? Like
or was it just this 19?
Huh.
I don't know. I would say you will not be able to get syrup soon.
So it's probably still a while, but yeah, go get some syrup. It's like, yeah, go get some syrup. That's good.
Now,
it's really, really good.
The warmest years apparently these are the warmest since record keeping began in 1948 for December, January, February.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know.
Want to look up all the temperatures last
February.
What they're saying, this is
all I'm saying is last February was so cold because it was -40 for like 2 weeks here. So I don't know how they say that was the warmest, but again, that's my city, that's my place in Canada.
Yeah,
it's not Canada overall. So
right, it's overall averages and all that shit. Like, and one really cold day and one really warm day cancel each other out. And
but there was like 3 weeks of -40. But I'm sure you remember me complaining about it. Come on.
So here's the dude who was saying things are fine. He said there's a reason to be optimistic. The sugaring season has come early this year and is still underway. So far, production has been plentiful, and the weather forecasts are encouraging for the next few weeks all across Quebec.
Okay.
So they're hoping, because they're in the middle of that time right now, March. Yeah. This is harvesting time. They're hoping to fill up the supplies to match the demand that's coming.
Yeah,
I guess maybe that's why he's saying the price won't go up, because he's still optimistic that
we're going to get some new maple syrup that's still in the runs. We're not behind.
I don't know.
Right.
We'll see, because, maybe it's just different months where it's viable.
Yeah, well.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a botanist, but if you need certain conditions, and those conditions are available at different months than
and that's probably why maple syrup is so much better from Canada too, right? Like,
yeah, because you can't get those conditions anywhere else.
Exactly. I'm interested in trying that yuppie stuff, so I'm gonna look into it, see how much, because it's probably gonna cost. It'll probably cost me $60 just to get a bottle here, which is too much for me, but.
So they sent out 14 million new taps to producers over the last 3 years to help.
Wow.
So that's a whole bunch more trees you can stick a tap in.
14 million. So. Yeah. But I guess you just leave it there. Then every year you just go up to it and turn it. Right? Maybe. I'm not sure if that's how it works. Okay. Well.
So this Mr. Dor Ule is saying it's fine. It's going to be fine. But I would say it's not fine. Get your syrup. They wouldn't be telling you it's low if it wasn't low.
The news, they like to tell us weird articles to distract us from the truth,
What if this is the truth?
It is the truth.
And they just knew you wouldn't believe it.
But yeah.
Canada's running out of syrup.
We have a few more stories here.
They'll never believe that.
Yeah.
Even though.
And I think we actually have a follow-up on the next one here. And it's good news.
This is a follow-up.
And it's actually good news. I did quickly pre-read this because I didn't want to read a super sad story. But yeah, 137 school children kidnapped by gunmen in Nigeria released. And they're going into counseling and all that, officials say. So that's great.
Why'd they release
great
them?
News.
Did they get paid?
I don't know. We were talking, it was less than $1 million American, like 600,000 American. They wanted.
Yeah, and we even calculated what it was per person, and it was a pretty ridiculous number to put on human life.
Now, they might not say they paid them because they don't want people knowing. Because they're not going to say, yeah, we paid them, because that's just going to give every gang out there, like, okay, well, they'll pay us for kids. Let's go kidnap kids, right? But I don't know. I did not read the whole article. I just made sure they were all okay. So at least 130. Sorry.
One of the teachers that was there apparently has died.
Yeah. So he
because there was that number of children, and I thought it was like 3 or 4 teachers. I couldn't remember how many teachers.
So he probably stood up. He probably tried to fight back. He probably tried to stop them from doing something, and they're like, nope, kill them.
Yeah, just as complications while in captivity. Well.
Oh yeah. Or maybe he had a heart attack. He could have had a heart attack. He could have, maybe they were treating him good. It could
literally be anything.
You can't, I'm not saying they're good, but maybe they treated these people, the kids, pretty decent, right? Who knows, right? I'm going to say no.
It says they're going psychosocial counseling. You don't get that if you're doing I.
Well, you get kidnapped regardless. But you get kidnapped.
Getting kidnapped at gunpoint is traumatizing. Oh, I'm not. So even if you treat your hostage as well,
but that's
still traumatized.
Well, you clearly are not listening to what I said, but yeah, I'm saying, but yes, giving them food and a bed to live on is better than make them live in a corner, Like if I was being kidnapped, I'd rather.
As far as trauma and PTSD is concerned, I actually don't think
eating for the last month being taken away, having food is good, having no food is bad. They probably would have not lived if they were taken care of. Again, not agreeing with that.
I don't sympathize with hostage takers.
Yeah.
I don't. You didn't sympathize with the previous ones, but you sympathize with these ones.
I'm not sympathizing. What did I say? Sympathize? I'm like, well, at least they.
Well, it sounds like sympathy to them.
Okay. Okay. Sure. All right. And
you're giving them the benefit of the doubt on feeding their hostages.
Yeah, exactly, and they did.
With no reason to give them that benefit right now. Yeah, you don't know. There's no reason to give them that benefit. They took 137 children.
I don't feel reason for not beating the shit out of people who killed people. So you feel bad for.
Well, they might have fed them.
Yeah. Well. you're like, oh well, we shouldn't be terrorists that kill people. Okay, cool, you're right, but
I mean, anyway, you didn't say that about the previous 4 terrorists.
No, exactly.
They might have fed some people.
They probably got some food too. Yeah, they got some food, but they didn't. We know they didn't. They killed people. These guys, other than killing one person, which I don't agree with during the thing, and this other guy, they all walked away, which is still shitty, but they all walked away.
Taking people at gunpoint is a crime.
Yes.
Punishment.
But
they didn't do nothing.
Not killing them is at least a gesture. Not a good thing, but at least it's something.
Well, if you want to get paid for your hostage, you don't kill the hostage till you get paid. So, I mean, it's again, I can't give them too much benefit. It's in their interest not to kill them. So, did they get paid?
I think I don't think they're going to tell us if they did. It'd be very silly for them to do that.
Well, then why would they release them?
I'm sure they paid them, but it'd be fairly safe for them to tell us.
More than 300 students were abducted. So do they still have some?
No, they said this last time too. They changed the numbers back and forth. What I'm saying is they probably paid them, but they're not going to admit they paid them. So other groups were like, oh, well, we can just get paid out. So I guarantee they probably paid for the kids, because this group wouldn't give them if they didn't pay for it.
Let's see. So this kidnapping for ransom by bandits has witnessed several mass abductions. Well, I didn't pre-read this, so I don't know how this worked out. That's why it's my first question: is why are they releasing them?
Like, I'm sure they got paid, but like telling other terrorists that they're going to give them money is probably not a good idea.
So it says the gunman previously demanded a ransom of $620,000 and threatened to kill them if they were not met.
What are you talking about, Lou? Sorry?
Nigeria's National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, had coordinated the, quote, operations of the security agencies, which eventually resulted in the successful outcome.
Oh, I missed the
Nigerian Army also deserves special commendation for showing that with courage, determination, and commitment, criminal elements can be degraded and security restored in our community.
So yeah, it didn't say they paid him or not.
And they thanks the president for working around the clock to ensure the children's safe return. So they're not going to tell us at all.
But
now they're making it sound like they sent the army in.
Which, I don't know. And then
Which begs the question of why aren't you, like, who's in custody? Got any in custody?
Did they say? Yeah.
Why do we not have people in custody for this terrorist attack?
Because it's a different country.
It's a terrorist attack.
It's a different country. It's a different.
It is.
You know, like.
But like.
Africa doesn't seem that very organized about things, you know. Like when Mr. Beast could come in and build wells better and quicker than they can in like a weekend. That's ridiculous. And again, that's a whole different story. But I'm just saying, if he could come in and do that, then I'm sure they just suck at what they do.
Or maybe they're good at certain things. Like, I don't know, maybe the army's good at rescuing hostages. They got 100% of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Israel might need to go ask them how they did that.
Yeah. Well, again, that's two different scenarios too, but.
Well, whatever tactic you use to get hostages back would be helpful knowledge.
Yeah.
It may not be helpful right now. It could be helpful in the future. Knowledge is knowledge, and it's power. Power is power.
Okay, so they all go down live.
This is a good outcome.
Well, that's the teacher.
No
that's
details
sad.
on how we got here. Other than the teacher died, and the other teachers are question mark because I thought
they
it was
didn't
more
say
than
that.
Teacher.
But yeah.
When we initially covered it, I thought there were multiple teachers.
I think so, but one guy was killed at the scene. It said he was just a bystander who got killed trying to stop the. But
well, it sounds like all the criminals got away with doing this too, because we didn't see any arrests. So
yeah, well,
not the happiest of story for a couple reasons.
So I'm guessing
no criminals arrested.
I'm guessing they paid him off.
Going to counseling.
I'm guessing they paid him off. They gave him the money, got the kids back, and now they're just like, oh, something else happened. So that way they can not have other gangs just come in and do the same thing over and over again. Because it's true. If they're like, oh, well, they just asked for money and then they give them money, everyone's just going to go do it. You know what I mean?
You're assuming that the gangs wouldn't just ask each other, like, hey, did you get away with that? Yeah, we did.
Maybe they said DNR.
Wouldn't that be their go-to?
Do not disclose DNA, right? Maybe they signed what is that? A do not disclose, right? So
maybe.
They signed a do not disclose with the government, right? So
I guess I just don't see them going to CNN.com to figure out if that's what they should do. I feel like they would find somebody there to ask instead. Somebody in the country,
maybe they don't know who did it. They want it secret too. right? Many non-disclosure agreement, NDA.
No, I'm just saying, like, the reason to not print that, it just seems ridiculous to me. I don't think they're coming out here to see that.
But that's why they say that they don't negotiate with terrorists. They probably do.
Do
but,
they? This is Nigeria.
Yeah, so they probably
America
do.
America says we don't negotiate with terrorists.
Like I said, Africa probably does, but they don't want the rest of the world knowing that they do. So they'll just be like, oh, we got him back. No further details.
Well, I would make up details. And also, no further details. You have apprehended nobody, so I'm calling your bluff. You paid them. Like, right. You can surmise that by saying nobody was busted. And they would print if they were busted because that is the real.
Oh, they'd want them to catch 100%,
we caught
but it's
you.
not. So
nobody will do this again, not only because you won't get the money, but because we caught them. Yeah. So they didn't catch them. They paid them.
No, they paid them. They got the kids back.
They paid them 100%.
Yeah, but they're not going to admit it. So
if you're a terrorist and you're watching this and you needed to hear this from me instead of CNN.com, it worked.
So
it worked for these guys. They got their money. And they also didn't hurt any of the children. So
yeah, that's
if you're gonna do crime, don't hurt anybody. Victimless crimes are the best.
Well, that's still but that's not a victimless crime.
This was not a victimless crime. Yeah. This was 139 victims at least.
If not more, 140. Plus right. Their families.
Because I consider every single school child here to be a victim, anyways, even if they weren't harmed.
Two people dead. Traumatized. And then the families who are traumatized, not having their kids come home and stuff, right? So.
And Lou's like, let me give you this money and bop him over the head.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing. Like, wouldn't you organize the payoff and then do the bust as like you bust them as you pay them off, like, and then you have your people to prance in front of everybody say, don't do this crime.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lack of having anybody that they arrested is what is telling to me on this one.
Yeah, and
look at what Russia did.
Yeah, they go in, boom.
They went too far with the prancing in public, but
hey, makes other people think not to do it. Okay.
Well, yeah, and that's why in Nigeria you probably get away with it. Right, this is kind of a follow-up, right?
Yeah. Well, we can't have a banter without something about an airplane or something like that. Take it away.
So Global News brings us this one. Global News Canada. Boeing CEO Dave Calhoun to step down at the end of 2024.
He's not going to make it. He will be found with self-inflicted injuries somewhere. Just my guess. You know.
Why?
I think about Boeing's killing everyone else that gets in their way.
Only when they're testifying. If he's compelled to testify, then I would make that.
I just a guess. Episode 80. Episode 83, 1 hour and 17 minutes. Just saying that. You know? Yeah. No. So but yeah.
Dave Calhoun.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of this guy either.
Well, like he's probably has no responsibility over any, like he does, but like he doesn't work on the airplanes. He has not, like he doesn't do that thing. He probably doesn't want to deal with the shit.
No, he's mic dropping and taking his
I'm out.
Golden parachute.
Yeah, I'm out of here, guys.
I wonder what his golden parachute is comprised of.
Yeah.
It's usually a generous number of stocks as well as
payouts,
options,
pensions,
and sometimes cash.
Yeah. Oh, $1 million payout. And then they get their pension on top of that and all that. So
it's ridiculous. They can come in and completely scalp a company and then still leave and pay themselves. Like, wait, the company paying you would be bad for the company. That should be said no to, but it never is. Yeah. They're able to come in, destroy a company, and then pay themselves. And by destroy it, I mean cut a bunch of staff so that they can make margin.
Yeah.
And then they take that margin and leave.
Okay.
And you don't have enough staff to do your job anymore.
But yeah, so I wonder who's going to take it. Who would want to take this job? That's a pretty.
Oh God!
You know,
me. I want it. I want it.
Yeah, exactly.
I will quit in 2 weeks and take a parachute of my own.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me this job. I will take a parachute in 2 weeks.
I just wonder who's going to take that plunge and do it, because it's a big job, especially where it's been too. Like now they're looking at their stuff in space. Some of their shit on the space station's been breaking down over the years. True. Now they're investigating Boeing space, not just air.
They make that stuff too. Yeah, they're not just the air.
Right, but.
And the real question is, if you take that parachute, do you take it out of a Boeing or a different plane?
Yeah. People are deferring the flights. They won't take Boeing flights anymore. A lot of people are skipping Boeing flights.
Door plugs falling off mid-flight.
Wheels,
off, sudden drop in altitude, which we found out was due to a seat button.
That was many things. That was a final destination moment. Because it was like, this happened. Yeah, it was a final destination moment with that seat. But yeah,
I mean, it's not that destination. It's two things.
Dude, well, Yeah, but
she
the seat
pushed the button and he pushed
yes,
him
but
forward.
the seat was broken. That wasn't supposed to happen. The seat thing was broken. So if there wasn't for that
No,
seat
it
thing
wasn't
being
broken. That was the working as designed.
No, they said it was not. They said it was broken.
They said the cover was supposed to be there.
Yes,
that's it working as designed. When you push the button, it's supposed to do what it did.
Yeah, the cover was gone.
She wasn't supposed to be able to push the button.
So it was
broken.
But I
wouldn't call it broken.
It wasn't fixed.
It was missing the cover.
Which is it's broken.
And the cover was made to be removed. If anything, it was probably negligence on that one.
But yeah, so he's stepping down. No more. We'll see what happens.
And they announced that they're not going to be removable. Yeah. Now those covers are no longer going to be removable and shit. So
well, that makes sense. They should have. Why do they remove now? Like I don't get that.
Because it's Boeing and they don't care. Nobody made them.
They just
basically
to check
the government didn't make them do things, so they don't.
Yeah,
that's how business works in America. If there's no regulation, you don't do it.
So,
which is why we need regulations for businesses. It just has to happen. Everybody wants to whine that means big government, but I kind of want drinking water and breathable air. And you can't get that if you let just businesses do anything. We tried that.
Hey, have you heard anything else on the Boeing
and the drinking water
trial going on too, though? Remember that guy died? I heard nothing. No outcome of that.
No, that trial kind of disappeared, didn't it?
Huh. I just thought about that. So it seems kind of weird. But yeah, don't take Boeing. Take Boeing at your own risk, I guess.
Here, U.S. government agencies are probing the corporate giant.
Yeah, but it's a little too late. A lot of engine, I guess it's not too late yet. But
obviously they lost their whistleblower. Not to say they can't still get some information, but also I think didn't we read something where like everything's deleted except for from 30 days ago kind of thing?
Yes, like the footage of the airplane being repaired and stuff.
Yeah, they don't keep records of anything more than 30 days, including repairs.
Yeah, which seems very, I don't know, seems very, very weird, like.
So, and that's the sort of thing you could regulate and say.
And a multi-billion-dollar.
Say you must do this or you are not in compliance.
A multi-billion-dollar company can own a few servers to keep that shit. You know what I mean? Right? Like, come on.
It's totally fine. They make billions.
Yeah.
You could compel them to do this thing.
Buy a few friggin' external hard drives, right? Boom, save it, put it away.
Right. We need the evidence of what happened. Because you clearly can't be trusted to 100% of the time do your job. So we need to know when you didn't, why you didn't.
So someone from I don't know who this is, someone from the company. Who does this say?
We did the same thing when we strapped cameras to cops. That was the whole point of throwing a camera in that situation.
Whose quote is this? I don't know whose quote this is.
And it has a similar problem where the backlogs can be deleted or it can be turned off.
Can you scroll up?
These quotes right here?
Yeah, scroll up for a second. It doesn't say, so.
Apparently several U.S. agencies are saying this down here.
All right.
This was in the letter Calhoun wrote?
Yeah. I don't know.
It's hard to
I'm
tell.
very confused because
we
must continue to respond to the accident with like it goes on, but we're going to fix what isn't working, and we're going to get the company back on track towards recovery and stability. Well, that doesn't sound like a CEO who's stepping down is going to say that. Like who's saying that? Just confused, but
yeah, I don't know who's saying that. But they do mention the Boeing whistleblower was recently found dead one day after testifying against the company. I mean, the only thing that takes suspicion off of this is that they did let him testify for a full day. If you really wanted to stop him testifying, wouldn't you have done it before he did any of it?
Because it's going to be a mistrial and they're going to have him come back and it's not going to be able to happen now or something.
It might not be admissible.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So he's dead now. I was like, he said that and he killed himself. He was unstable. It's all admissible. There you go, right? I don't know. These companies will do anything to save a dollar, and killing is on their list of things to do.
Apparently, the DOJ has a criminal investigation going on, but again, it's gonna be awfully hard with the evidence disappearing.
I'll be looking at that. I wish they'd open a criminal investigation. That guy who took his own life apparently in a parking lot. So, but yeah,
this guy Steve Mollenkopf is gonna succeed Kellner to lead the board's selection of the next CEO.
Okay. Well,
so he's not the next CEO, but the board's going to pick the next one. Yes.
Huh. And you have to want to do it too. But yeah, I think that's all we have today, is it?
I guess this is the head of the 737 MAX program is also leaving. I assume that's a different person?
Everybody's leaving. They don't want to die. Why would they want to die?
Well,
yeah, come on. So
I mean, they know the
shit's hitting the fan. Shit's hitting the fan, and this is getting them out before they have to either testify or shit hits the fan more.
Ed Clark.
So
that's the guy. He's the vice president and general manager of the 737 program.
And now he's just
also
sitting there
noping out and saying,
And now they're just sitting there praying nothing happens until January 1, 2025. Because that way it's not on their watch.
Live the rest of their lives with what they've made and never have to face the music.
Alrighty. Well, thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate it. So does Dustin.
If you have 2019 there.
If you haven't already, please hit that follow button. We're trying to grow our Kick account to 300 people. And if you're watching on the YouTubes, please hit that subscribe as well. We are live on both sites now. You can go to
Borderline. I guess if we're going to say a goal there, I'd say 50 right now. We're at 30 something.
What do you mean?
Yeah, we could say 50 goal for YouTube, right?
50 goal, yeah. 50. Yeah. You can find us at borderlinebanter.com. That's where you can find our YouTube, our Facebook, and our X, formerly known as Twitter. And it's
currently known as Twitter.
It's Kick account, but Kick's on there as well. But you're watching on Kick. But if you go to live shows, you can track down our Kick account from there. And if you want to be on the show and join Dustin and I one night, be part of the banter, drop us a line, shoot us a message, just say your name and all that information. We'd love to hear from you. We'd like to hear your side, your views and your stories. We like to talk about stories and interesting stuff that happens. But yeah, drop us a line. And again, every episode, we like to leave it as it is okay not to be okay. 988 is a phone number. It's out there for anyone who needs it. Doesn't matter who you are, what you're going through. These people care. North America. But yeah, that's my bad.
I don't know if we have UK viewers, but it's possible. We have some people.
But yeah, reach out to them. Don't ever hesitate. If you're down, give it a call. It's okay not to be okay. Dustin, have anything to say before we jet out here?
Just thanks everyone for being here. And this is a start of a week, and appreciate anybody who's watching on the YouTube, especially because we're trying to push that right now. So
yeah, for sure. Everyone. Thank you very much. And let's find someone to drop you off to tonight. I'm gonna try not to do
a raid function, or is it not like that at all?
I don't know, but no, there's this guy Shane. I know I've done him a few times. I just want to find someone new that just played some games with low view count. Try to be nice. Let's pass you off to Jinx83. Looks like he's playing some video games. Check him out. Send him some love from Borderline Banter. Thank you very much, and we will see you Wednesday. I haven't told Dustin yet, but Friday is Easter, so we are going to be taking Friday off just because it's a long weekend. I was going to say,
you told me it was Easter, but that last part. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, no. So we're going to be taking Friday off. Surprise, we got a day off. But yeah, we will see you on Wednesday, though. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of stories that Monday following.
See you soon. Okay.
Banter, thank you for the host. Appreciate it. Amazing.
My time at Portia. I need to unmute.